Kelsey was 31, living alone in a rented house in a quiet suburb outside of Portland. She'd been there for about a year. It was a single-story place, 3 bedrooms, a garage she used for storage, a backyard with wooden fence, normal house, normal street, normal life. It started with things being slightly off. A kitchen chair pulled out when she was sure she had left it tucked in. A window latch in the spare bedroom that kept coming undone, even after she had checked it twice. Food going missing from her fridge. Not a lot, just enough that she'd think, did I eat that? And then convince herself she had. She mentioned it to a coworker who laughed and said she was just living alone for the first time without a roommate to blame things on. Kelsey laughed too, she let it go. Then she noticed the smell in the hallway near the spare bedroom. Faint but unmistakable, like someone had been in a small space for too long. Stale, human. She checked the room, found nothing. Amused, a mouse had gotten in somewhere and died in the walls. She brought traps. The smell faded away after a few days. She stopped thinking about it. About 6 weeks after the small things started, Kelsey came home from a weekend trip to visit her parents. She was tired. She dropped her bag, went to the spare bedroom to grab an extra blanket. She kept them in closet in there and opened the closet door. The blankets had been moved to one side. There was a flattened section on the door, like something or someone had been lying there and pushed back against the back wall. Half hidden behind a box of her old books was an empty water bottle, a protein bar wrapper, and a small folded piece of paper. She didn't touch any of it. She walked out of the house, got in her car, and called the police. Officers searched the entire house, the garage, the backyard. Nobody was there, but they confirmed what she already knew. Someone had been using that closet regularly. By the look of it, the water bottle had condensation rings underneath it, the kind you only get from something sitting in the same spot for weeks. The piece of paper was unfolded by the police. It had one thing written on it: her name and the days of the week, with certain days circled. The circled days were the days she worked late. The police never found who it was. No prints matched anything in the system. The lock on the spare bedroom window, the one that kept coming undone, showed faint scratching around the latch, consistent with it being manipulated from outside. That was the entry point. No one was ever arrested, no one was ever identified. Kelsey moved out within the week. She says the worst part isn't the fear, it's the rewinding. Lying awake, going back through the every night she slept in that house. Every morning she made coffee in that kitchen. Every time she walked past that hallway and felt slightly uneasy and told herself she was imagining things. Whoever it was knew her schedule, knew her name, had been 10 feet from her bedroom door on nights she thought she was completely alone. And to this day, she had no idea who they were or where they went. This happened to a guy I'll call Marcus. He was 29, living alone in a second-floor apartment in a mid-sized town in Ohio. Nothing special about the building, built in the 70s, thin wall, the kind of place where you hear your neighbor's TV through the ceiling. He'd lived there 2 years without a single problem. Until one night in February, he woke up at exactly 3:08 a.m. He wasn't sure what woke him. No sound, no dream he could remember, just awake. Staring at the ceiling, he rolled over, checked his phone, tried to go back to sleep. That's when he heard it. 3 slow knocks on his front door. Not urgent, not frantic, deliberate, like whoever was on the other side had all the time in this world. Marcus sat up in bed. His building had a locked entrance downstairs. Nobody could get to his door without a key fob or someone buzzing them in, and nobody had buzzed. He told himself it was a drunk neighbor, wrong floor, maybe a delivery gone wrong. He lay back down. 3 more knocks. Same rhythm, same patience, like a metronome. Marcus got up. He didn't turn any lights on. He don't know why. It was instinct. He walked to the door and looked through the peephole. The hallway was empty. No person, no shadow, no movement, nothing. The fluorescent hall light was on, the way it always was, just an empty corridor. He stood there for a full minute, then he went back to the bed. He thought he had imagined it. The next morning, he mentioned it to his neighbor across the hall, an older woman named Patricia who'd living in the building for 15 years. He expected her to laugh, but she didn't. She told him that the previous tenant in his apartment, a man in his early 40s, had died in that unit. Alone. They didn't find him for almost a week. He died at night. They estimated the time of death at somewhere around 3 in the morning. Marcus moved out 2 months later. He says he never heard the knocks again. But he also never slept soundly in the apartment after that night. Not once. He says he still checks the peephole before he opens any door, even now, even in his new place.